Welcome to the Calculus, a collection of micro lectures, video lessons, and sample exercises. Let's compute the antiderivative of this given radical function using the chain rule. In order for us to use the chain rule, we must first observe and show that this given function can be expressed as a composite function. So we're given here with the integral of the square root of 4x minus 7 with respect to x. This is an example of a composite function if you're going to let your radicand 4x minus 7 as another function inside another function square root of x. That would mean we have here f of g of x is the entire function square root of 4x minus 7. And if we're going to have f of x being just the square root of x itself, and this would stand as the radicand, but since the radicand is a binomial expression, that's another function g of x being 4x minus 7. So yes, our given is a composite function, and hence we can use here the chain rule before applying any of the first rules that we have learned. The chain rule allows us to integrate or find the antiderivative of any composite function expressed as f of g of x, okay, dx, but we need to integrate here or include a factor of g prime of x before we can say or we can integrate the outer function f to get its antiderivative, capital letter F, of your g of x, then your plus c. In the process of finding this, we will be using the appropriate functions that we have learned in order for us to, or first we need to examine the given function on what rules or which rule to be used. Okay, so let's try to look into this function first. And if we're going to let this as a function with fractional exponent, you have here 4x minus 7 to the power of 1/2 dx, where 1/2 is of course a fractional exponent that can be written as a square root of the same binomial expression. With this in mind, we have here a power or an exponent. Then we can use here the power rule, the integral of x to the power of n dx, but our x here is the entire function. We'll be looking into that later. Okay, this is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 over n plus 1 your plus c. This is again true if your n is not equal to -1, and obviously it's 1/2, so it is possible. Okay, so this rule will be used to solve for this, but first we need to show the appropriate g prime of x before we can use the chain rule, because that is the rule for the chain rule when we have composite functions. We'll be using this g of x, and the g prime of x of that is the derivative of your function 4x minus 7. The derivative of 4x is 4. The derivative of 7 is 0. So 4 plus 0, we can simply rewrite this into one form. It's actually equal to 4. Again, the purpose for that is what we need to use here as a factor in order for us to use the chain rule. And yes, when we write this as another function, 4x, sorry for that, let me do it again. Okay, you will have here the integral of your 4x minus 7 raised to the power of 1/2, and you'll be including here your 4 before your dx, so that you can use the chain rule now. But when you examine this given, we have introduced a factor of 4, and when we return it to the original, it cannot be the same. What we need to do here is to neutralize that by multiplying here 1/4 outside, because 1/4 times 4 is just equal to 1, so we just return to the original form. But we will not be simplifying them because the goal here is to come up with a form equivalent to the chain rule, and this is already good for that. In short, 4 and 1/4 will just stand as they are as we go through the process. So we'll have here a factor of 1/4 outside, and since the integral fits the chain rule as we introduced 4 as a factor inside, so we can now use the power rule to get this form. So the power rule will be 4x minus 7 raised to the power of 1/2 plus 1, that's n plus 1, right, over n plus 1. So we'll be copying the same exponent as denominator. Okay, then we have here plus c. So simply simplify this and you will get your correct answer. So first, let's just add the exponents together with the denominator. You have here 4x minus 7 to the power of 3 halves over 3 halves plus c. Okay? Then we multiply, or let's not multiply it first. Let's use the rule of nested rational expressions, where 3 halves becomes 2/3 as a factor. So you have here 1/4. Sorry for that. Let's do it again. You have here 1/4 outside times 2/3, and you have here 4x minus 7 to the power of 3 halves plus c. Then we can multiply now the factor of 4 outside. Take note that you can do that, but of course, let's multiply the same here. So that's actually, this becomes 2, so you'll have 1/6, or you will have 2 over 12, or again, 1/6. 4x minus 7 raised to 3 halves plus 1/4 c, as you multiply 1/4 to both terms. But then again, c is an arbitrary constant, so a singular c could stand or could suffice that process. Now, this is really good. But of course, if you would like to return this radical expression having the exponent of 3 halves, where this becomes the index, you will have here 1/6 in the square root. You have 4x minus 7 cubed. You will have here plus c. And then, this can still be simplified. So you will have here 1/6. Take note that 3 could be separated into a square of the binomial and another form. So we have here 4x minus 7 times the square root of 4x minus 7. What remains here is just 1, okay? Because that's 2 plus 1. So the 2 is removed, returning to that, and plus c. You don't need to multiply 1/6 to 4x minus 7. This is really an acceptable answer. And by the way, this is also an acceptable answer when we have fractional exponent. We just returned it to radical expression because the given was a radical function earlier. This is the answer to this item using the chain rule. The same example will be used to determine whether our answer is correct, but using a different rule later on. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe now!